I can feel your presence, fledgling, and I can smell your blood. Don't hide in the shadows. Show yourself. There you are. It looks like you've had a troublesome night. Let's patch you up, shall we? Come closer, and please don't bleed on the carpet. This should do it. Maybe you want to tell me now how it comes that you show up in my chambers covered in bite marks and scratches? What was it this time? Disagreements among poets normally end in colorful insults, barely hidden in even more colorful poetry, not in violent behavior. Let me guess. You were gossiping with your Sephonym friend, and he told you a tiny rumor that goes around. You couldn't restrain your curiosity, and asked your friend the king's guard about it. And of course, you were not very discreet by doing so. Rather disrespectful, I would say. Oh, please. Did you really think I wouldn't hear about it? Nothing stays a secret in a sanctuary for long, especially if someone asks impertinent questions. Turrell was right when he said your big ears and loose mouth would get you into trouble one night. I just didn't thought this night would come so soon. Well then, if you really want your questions to be answered, you better hurry up and come with me. I'm going to have an audience with Lord Raziel tonight, and was about to leave when you stumbled in here. Come on, it's a long way up. Do you already regret it coming along, fledgling? Don't worry. The staircase to the chambers of the western sky is a long one, but the upper parts of the Razielim's high tower never fail to amaze. They are not as impressive as Lord Raziel's palace in his own territory, but they are open for everyone, at least for those who master the stairs, or can fly. We are almost there. Maybe you should risk a look out of the window and enjoy the view. You are not afraid of great heights, are you? Isn't it beautiful? Only wings can get you closer to the night sky. The high tower is one of the tallest buildings in all of Nosgoth, a fitting counterbalance next to the pillars. Night after night, the winged clan rises from the tower chambers, a swarm of scouts, messengers, guards, soldiers, ambassadors, and artists. I think there is no better place to answer your questions. Follow me, and you will see for yourself. There we are. Much different compared to the other halls in the sanctuary, isn't it? The Razielim prefer open, moonlit spaces like these. Give them a high ceiling, some balconies, and the gleam of white marble, and they are happy. I don't sense Lord Raziel's presence yet, so we have some time left. Excellent. Let's take a look around. There are some pieces I want to show you. You asked about love. The love of the king. A dangerous topic, if I might say so. Now listen closely, young one. There is a good reason why most of us refuse to talk about the matter of connected souls, may it concern our own heart or others. Look around you. Are we not gods in our own image? Powerful, pristine, everlasting, truly the crown of creation. But even gods can fall for this illness of the mind that we call love. It's the sweetest poison, even more addictive than blood and power. It's delicate, delightful, and devastating if not handled with care. Yet you lend your ear to rumors about the private affairs of the king, and ask if the coldest of all hearts can still love. Innocent child, hasn't the great saga told you everything you need to know? During his time in the harbor city of Meridian, Kain met Uma, a priestess of Lord Vorador. It is said that he fell for her just after a few nights in her company. Was it love, or just the passion of a young vampire? May poets like you decide on that. But don't fool yourself. Whatever it was, it made Kain blind for Uma's treacherous nature. She betrayed him as soon as she had the chance to do so. Despite her feelings for him, if she ever had any, she never believed that he would be the king Nosgoth needs. In her eyes, he wasn't any different than Lord Hilton, the demonic tyrant of Meridian. And in Kain's eyes, she did neither deserve his love nor his mercy when he discovered her betrayal. It ended in blood and Uma's death. Not quite the romantic relationship you've had imagined, isn't it? More like a bitter warning for us all to never trust a pretty face we know for such a short time. Ah, yes, but it has not to end like this, you say? There still could be love in the heart of the king, like a dwindling flame that just needs a little help, a kind reminder how to burn bright again. It must be this way. Otherwise, how lonely would his eternal existence be without somebody to love? You misunderstand, Fledgling. His and our predicament is not a lack of company. It's the devouring emptiness that stays with us if we lose our true love. From this point, madness is just one tiny step away. Still not convinced? Let's talk about the rumor you are so fond of then. The king and the prince of the night sky. This rumor isn't even a new one. It has been around for at least a millennium, and it's probably the most believable relationship Kain was ever accused of. 1,000 years of mutual trust and respect can grow into deep affection after all. But instead of forcing a clear answer in this manner, you should ask yourself something else. Would it make a difference? According to the great saga, it would not. Of course, a poet like you will always find a deeper meaning behind every gesture, every gaze, and every spoken word. That is your right and purpose. Mistreated love can easily turn into burning hatred and hunger for revenge, as well as hurting the love of your unlife can plunge you into despair. I can respect this idea for what it is. But you, Fledgling, should pray to the ancient ones that you are mistaken. A love that is powerful enough to survive betrayal, agony, and the depths of the abyss should be feared, because if it ends, we might end with it. Imagine this. If our lovely prince dies, the Scion of Balance would go mad with grief, and Nosgoth would be doomed once more. On the other hand, if the king dies, the prince would most likely rip apart the veil between our plane of existence and the realm of the dead, drowning the world in tears of icy blue flames. Isn't this a bit exaggerated, you might think? After all, love is not only this dark and hurtful thing. It's true, the divine connection of two souls can strengthen our might enormously. A smile, a kiss, a soft touch can prevent us from being crushed under the weight of fate and free will. If we share our eternity with the right person, we are truly godlike. Nonetheless, if we lose our love, we lose a part of ourselves. I see. I could talk to you all night long. You wouldn't heed my warning anyway. You'd just think about the chapters you're going to add to the saga. Chapters of romance, of secret kisses and hunts in the moonlight. Well then, let me tell you one last story before I leave you to your imagination, little poet. I promise, you won't find this one in the saga, and maybe you will learn from it. It's the story of a grieving monster. A long time ago, I used to know a vampire lord, almost as mighty as Janus Ordin himself. He was madly in love with a priestess of the Ancient Ones, a woman even more beautiful than the moon and the stars above. She was his everything, his joy and pleasure. His devotion for her and her softness for him haven't seen their equal ever since. But one fateful night, the priestess did not return from her duties at the temple, and when the Lord went to look for her, he found the temple in flames. The lifeless body of his lover lied on the steps of the temple gate, broken and mutilated by the blades of the humans. In this very moment, when he fell on his knees and cradled her in his arms, the vampire I knew vanished, together with a major part of his humanity. You know that older vampires can turn into animals? Wolves, bats, ravens. We are a species of many shapes, one could say. But no animal form could contain such anger, such pain. So the grieving lord turned into something else, something that can't and shouldn't be. The incarnated idea of a beast, formed of fire, water, earth, and wind. He was all of this, and when he found the murderers of his lover, Nosgoth itself trembled under his rage. Jade-green flames burned flesh and steel to ashes. Spear-like claws ripped bodies and earth apart. Storm winds roared across the sky. The waters of the nearby rivers rose and flooded the land, drowning men and creatures alike. When it was over, only the great dragon remained, standing tall in the elements that should destroy every vampire. But he wasn't just a vampire anymore. He was more and less than this at the same time. Finally, he sank into the troubled waters and waited for sunrise. I don't know how he survived. Maybe he sank deep enough into the shadows of the growing wetland to escape the deadly rays of the morning sun. If he did so, I highly doubt he did it on purpose. He is still there, you know, the lord of the swamp that is known as Termagant Forest. Ah, at last you seem to understand. Love is an easy, almost meaningless thing for the young and weak, but in the heart of a lord, in the heart of a king, it could destroy everything around you. So be careful what you wish for, and what you write about the hearts of others. Now excuse me, young one. Lord Raziel arrived a short while ago, and I'm not sure if he would enjoy your ideas as much as I do. Good night.